All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, December 5th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. You can find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, getting to a lot to cover here today, despite being a pretty slow session again. And that's what we get in the month of December, though. But we have a little bit of a maybe topping pattern here on the spiders here in the short term. Again, we're watching this trend line here, and pretty good reaction off of that. I mean, I should say not pretty good reaction. We still haven't really broken trend or done any real damage here. You do have finally kind of a lower low, though, after making an all-time high intraday, and we kind of have those, have a lower low. We closed with that as well. And if you follow the videos from this morning, we'll definitely talk about Bitcoin, obviously. We got to talk about IBIT as well. And I've been telling you guys this would happen lately, but this morning I talked about it on IBIT and warned about it. But SPX here, just a lot of call interest at 6,100, and a lot of people say, well, everybody knows about it. Are you sure about that? Because most of the gurus here don't really follow dealer levels, and it's just a big wall. So I don't really see us getting through that right now. And if we go, obviously you can see we got up to 60.95, and that was kind of the high, and we did pull back here. Now, again, we're not looking for huge declines, but we did hit kind of this big trend line here on the SPY, and that's been our kind of guide here really since the August low, right? So that's been a good level, pivot point, pivot, lower high, then we broke down, we gapped above it, back checked to it exactly, gapped through it, and then we just kind of hugging it all the way up. Now we've been green. Today's our second down day in the last, we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So 11 out of the last 13 has been green here, and we finally just closed with a little bit of a dip here. So we're looking for, again, it's hard because it's December. And we have very light volume, 28 million share. I'm doing this video at 4:30. 28 million shares on SPY. That's less than the Friday half day from last week, after Thanksgiving, and this is including after hours. We'll probably close above that, but with after hours volume. But that is really light, so it's hard for sellers to get liquidity. But I do think that we're a little stretched here. You can see, going back to the 4-hour daily RSI a little hot, 4-hour a little hotter. If you look at a stochastic, been hot here. It's starting to turn over. So maybe looking for a little bit of a dip here. Not a ton though, again. So spiders down just $1 today. And, we talked about this yesterday, but looking at the NQ, it's not uncommon to retest have a back check to the breakout here. So maybe a little hot, but we're coming into the end of the year. And again, we're not looking for huge declines now. Now over to Bitcoin, let's talk about this really quickly. I know you guys want to see this stuff because that's what's hot right now. So I'll put it into the front of the videos for now while we're still kind of at the forefront here. But okay, nice breakout. And I did trim off some of my leverage position at 103, 120. So that looked like a pretty good exit in hindsight. I didn't know we were going to decline like this. And dropping all the way to 98K. So good, drop. That's like, what, 6,000? In a few hours, really. Yeah, 103.5 is 98. We'll probably go up and back test 100 here. Is this a top, though? A lot of people will look at this and say, oh, it's a topping tail. You came sharply down. And to be fair, you did have pretty good volume behind it. I don't have the volume here, but it's there. Yeah, IBIT volume is pretty high, 85 million. We'll talk about IBIT in a second. But I did this video at whatever it was, 10:30 this morning, and I said, watch out for $60 on IBIT. That's going to be probably about it. And we didn't quite get there. We got to 59.15. I'm telling you guys, options, they're changing. It's going to change the game on Bitcoin. You're going to have to learn this stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be at a disadvantage. And I love the work that we do in the trading room, and it allows us to maneuver these levels. But we got to 59, and 60 looks like it's going to be a cap probably until December. Mid-December rather. That does not mean that we're gonna go down and crash or anything. I don't really classify technically, like, to the letter of the law. It's like a topping tail, but a shooting star at the highs. But context also matters, right? So we're going up and then we consolidate for 2 weeks and we just fail to break out. Is that really like a topping candle, or would this and then a topping tail be more of a top type, you know what I mean? I know it's, excuse the crappy drawing here, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like we just couldn't break out. It doesn't mean that we can't just do this again and then go higher, right? We've seen evidence of that happen before. So, I mean, heck, you can go back to, yeah, I mean, like go back right here. So big outside move down, failed bull flag, and then we went down for 2 weeks and then we just broke out afterwards. So as long as you don't really damage the trend, I'm not going to get too bearish here. That said, I think 60 on IBIT is a cap. That equals out to about 104 or so on Bitcoin. I mentioned that specifically. The next level is, what did I say, 114? Yeah, so 105 and 114. So that's what we're looking for there. Another reason why I don't think anything's terrible here, look at ETH. So ETH had that nice breakout of this descending trend line here. Let me just change the color so it's not all, go to this one. But we can go back to this one right here. And, you know, yeah, are we like not breaking out of it? Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, so this is a weekly, arguably a monthly trend line, right? So does that mean we have to go through it on the first day? Not necessarily, right? And looking at the daily candle here, we had a huge day yesterday, and really essentially what you have here is a spinning top. It's just a pause like doji. So again, what's saying we don't just do this again? 20 MA catches up to price, right? So I don't really see any issues here for crypto. I mean, it's frothy, don't get me wrong. There's froth everywhere. I mean, like you saw what happened with Hawk Tua. At least I think y'all did. I hope. I can't believe I just had to say that in this video, but anyways, what's this world coming to? All right, let's get back to the spiders here. Again, 6,100, we'll look for that to be a short-term cap. I told you 525 on QQQ would likely be it, and there's 524. So we're just shy of that. Let's see, maybe they get it out. I don't know. What's the jobs number going to do tomorrow? Like that's going to move the needle, right? That's my kind of issue, or my question is like, is it going to come in soft? Okay, so rate cuts would be. If it comes in hot, then it's like, well, strong economy. And if it comes in Goldilocks, it's Goldilocks. But what's going to get us through these levels? I just don't see the catalyst for it. I also don't see the catalyst for a huge decline either, as I've been saying. But again, I just don't think that bulls have enough gas right now. IWM also pulling back down 1.17. Watch that at 235, but that might just close the week at 240. Diamond here again, just kind of softening up. No problem, just a little overbought there. SMH has a little bit of weekly support at has a little bit of support tomorrow. We'll just say at 245, and we'll see if that holds. IGV inside day after a huge move, and really nothing wrong, just starting to get parabolic. Transport's down 1.1. So again, looks like an M top, and it could be on the daily, but again, just go back to the weekly here. Again, we can go retest this breakout and then just go back up. Same thing with the NQ again. So short term, like we're not, you know, we're more towards like harvesting and being cautious, but we're not necessarily big picture bear, anything like that right now. Interest rates, again, continuing to be mixed, but 2-year flat to higher, 5s, and then 10s and 30s all a little bit weaker. So yield curve, again, flattening out again. I'm going to be very interested. If that jobs report comes out tomorrow and it's strong, I'd be interested to see if we go negative again. Is that a catalyst for an actual decline? It's possible, but sellers, there's just not enough volume. There's just too many, like flows are just winding down too much in December. It's just too difficult. So it's going to take a lot. XHB, a little bit of a failure here on the daily. So we closed below that green bar. We're inching down. Still no damage on the weekly though. So just be aware of that. But we haven't made new highs in a while. And VNQ, down 24 cents, but it did, it did test our level here and it held. So again, we'll see. That might get a bounce. That should get a bounce tomorrow. It should be able to, at least. If it's strong anyway, it should theoretically bounce there. XLF up 15 cents. Again, no problems there. Just overdone, if you ask me. KRE, KBE down 0.5%. Broker dealers flat to lower as well. Oil down 2 cents. Again, no trade on oil right now. XLE getting a little bit of a bounce here. So holding at 92. XOP on the weaker side, as is OIH. I think this is more of a quarter one story, as you know. But I do like it. CCJ new all-time high, and I think just barely new all-time closing high. So good job there. URNM still unable to continue. But, you're trying here. 20 MA is trying to curl up with price. Just needs to get a little more momentum here. NJ, same thing. Nat Gas up 1.4. Again, I still don't love it. Nothing to do there. Dollar index took a pretty good hit. So this is interesting too. So the market, stocks and bonds are really not even reacting to any of this jobs data. The dollar is, though. The dollar is definitely reacting, right? Like big shot down on the weak jobs today. That's another thing too. We've priced in weak jobs. Jolts was slightly hot, but then ADP and jobless claims today were cool. So do we get a hot number tomorrow? And if we do, do we get a cool number tomorrow? And if we do, does the dollar rally anyway, right? Or do bonds rally, or do yields rally anyway because we priced that in? I have no position in it either way. Just kind of throwing this out there. Another thing to look at too, I know this is might be a little contrived. It might be a little early, but we could watch the dollar for falling wedge type look here. Going into these supports. I know it's going to get messy if I try to do this here, but I'm going to do it anyway. We'll just change the color. So, it's premature, but keep an eye on it. Gold took a good hit today, but again, still inside of this range. This is ready for a move. I do know that. This is ready to move right now. With that 4 hour starting to open up there. So it's getting ready. I don't know which way though. I just know volatility is coming. Again, that's the same look that copper had, right? And then we got the pop and then it dropped and then it popped and then it dropped. So just because I'm saying a trend move is coming doesn't mean you should pick a side. Unless we get like unless we get evidence of which side it may want to go. You got to be careful. Silver looks okay though. Here's the positive. You got a bull flag here, bullish inside bar on the 4 hour. So that's a positive. That could be a hint as to where gold wants to go. We've talked about this big W pattern. It's not bad. Above all those moving averages there too. Platinum down 91 basis points. Nothing to do with either of these right now. They're not doing anything. And then copper we mentioned. Not terrible on the 4 hour as well. It's trying. It's not great. It's not good enough for me to get involved in though. So again, muscle memory is trying to take me to the coins here, but we covered that in the beginning. And I'll continue to cover that in the beginning as long as we're in the forefront, as long as that's in the limelight here. But again, right now, good reaction off the trend line here. Let's just take a look at the futures. I know they were down a little bit. Looks like they're bouncing. Yeah, just a touch. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Got a little bit of you kind of retest the all-time high there at 60.50, 60.45 is that white line. We can even extend that across right there. Could be a possible little, this doesn't even look, this isn't even like the 20 moving average, but that would be kind of your short-term level there, just for day trading purposes anyway. Maybe 60.50 on SPX. I know there was some interest there for tomorrow, but I think 61 is a cap for right now. So we're going to have to work that off a little bit and do some backing and filling if we're going to try and get through that. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.